So this is sort of a part 3. You hear that sizzling, ma'am? Would you like the end of my turkey kibasi? Yes, he would. He's never gonna turn down the meat treat. Ugh. I wonder if I can get this to stand up. Oh no. I'm gonna use my pizza pasta seasoning for a minute. Somebody want a green bean? Is gonna try it? Oh, he's eating it. He's eating the green bean. Good boy. I better not step on that in my bedroom floor later tonight, Mom. I thought you was crunching it. You're not gonna crunch it no more? For real? Okay. Are you sure? I'm gonna throw it away if you don't eat it. Okay. Making one of my favorite dinners. Maybe not favorite, but this one's up there. It's like Polish stir fry made in a wok. Yeah, I'm just real burned out, guys. I mean, this stuff at work has been literally eating me alive to the point where I just don't have any energy to do anything anymore because my brain is just... It's fucked. It sucks. I hate it. It's sad. I used to love my job. I would be excited to go to work. There was a few months where I was actually like getting up early because I was like, all right, I'm going to go into work. I'm going to do some cool stuff. I'm going to learn some new things. I was, respected by my peers. And now it's just gone the other way. I don't know what's being said exactly about me, but there's definitely some slander going on. Oh, 100%. I mean, that guy that I work with that can't handle criticism of any sort. I mean, he takes things to extremes. Like, I mentioned that I ran into one of my supervisors in the middle of the woods, which was a complete chance happening. Like, I was on a trail that hadn't really been... It was completely unkempt. Like, the last time I rode that trail was 7 years prior, or roughly 7 years prior to when I was riding it then. A local bike shop used to maintain trails that were on... I'm not sure if it was private or public property, because it ran along a railroad. It was called the Rail Trail. Part of it did kind of include hopping on the railroad tracks for a moment. It's just kind of like a highway to get down to the fun place to ride. Like, the trails weren't totally trails. It's kind of like riding quad trails when we were growing up. Parts of it you'd have to scoot down the road for... Yeah, I know, dishes. That's all from today. I'm gonna take care of them. But parts of them were on, they were... We called them connected, but they were really just so close together that you could hop on the road, scoot down them for... I don't know, we're talking less than a mile, like a quarter mile, and then you'd be in the next set of trails. It's almost like how far you had to go down the side of the railroad tracks. And the cool thing about these trails is you could effectively, like where I used to live, the bike trail through town, there's like a walking path that goes through Greensburg. I could scoot down there. It was about 3/4 of a mile away from my house where I was living at the time, roughly, depending on which way you went. Like a half mile. Anywhere between probably 3/4 is a good estimate. But you used to be able to scoot down to that trail, take that trail all the way down to its end, and then there was like a path to sneak up by the railroad tracks, and then there was like a path in the woods. And there was some fun little trails there for, it wasn't a real long distance, maybe 5 or 6 minutes one way of riding. Then you'd hop on the side of the railroad tracks, scoot down that for probably, thinking about it realistically, about another half to 3/4 of a mile. About 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Not super far. It was definitely less than 10. And then you'd cross the tracks and scoot up into the woods. And there was some pretty awesome trails to be ridden back there that are connected with this other piece of property where there was even more trails to ride. And then from there, you could ride through that property, scoot across a field that was public land, and cross one more road. And then you have all of Twin Lakes to ride, which Twin Lakes, as far as mountain biking is concerned, is like I've ridden there for years and I'm still not totally bored with it. There's been times with what I've seen around here that I would rather go to those places than Twin Lakes just for the day. But I mean, you can't beat it. It's like 10 minutes away from home, and it was kind of like an as you go, as you progress level of skill. Like, it's easy to ride for newbies, which, no offense to that word, everybody's got to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. And the faster you ride it, the harder it gets. And it's technical enough to keep you busy. And there's enough there that you're never really just bored. It's never a bad day of riding. I need a new walk. This one's getting... it's losing its non-stickability because I would make fried rice in it. I need a good ceramic walk. The one with the ceramic bottom and stainless steel sides or something. Yeah, but I got sidetracked on that story. I just miss riding so much. I have not had the energy for it. I got a GoPro that I still haven't set up. I'd like to get a chest rig for it. Turn that down a little bit. Maybe it's looking pretty greasy already. Maybe no more butter. It's kind of supposed to be a comfort food. I definitely need a new walk. The bottom of this one got burned. Like I said, I was making fried rice, and the best way to make fried rice is to get a wok and get oil in there real hot, preferably peanut oil. And then you don't need a lot. Just like I use 3 or 4 tablespoons, but I also make a good bit because I eat that over the course of a couple days. It's almost like meal prepping. It's kind of like how this is going to end up. I'm going to eat it for probably tomorrow and probably lunch at work for the next 2 days. Yeah. Back to what I was getting at. So, this dude that I work with takes things to complete extremes. I tell him about this girl I dated in high school. She wasn't exactly skinny. And then the other guy that I worked with, like, just made comments about my body. They weren't negative per se, but kind of just inappropriate nonetheless. It makes me uncomfortable to hear about that stuff. Like, come on, I'm there to get a job done. And it's unprofessional and kind of just shows your intelligence level if all you can talk about is sex. Like, and I don't mean to shit on anybody, but as far as jokes go, I mean, tell one that requires some level of thought. Tell me a joke that I could appreciate the thought behind it. Catch me off guard. And he's not like a bad... This kid that I'm talking about is not a bad guy. He's got a heart in his chest. It's just his upbringing did not... From what he's told me, his upbringing did not provide him socialization adequate enough to really help him grow. And I've been trying to teach this kid about things. I can't help but do that. I'm a big brother. And that's not like to say that, I'm a big brother. I was never part of that organization. I'm literally actually the eldest of 3. But this dude taking wind of that, hearing that joke, and then about what I said about this girl. And the other thing too is, like, I heard she could rip around a dirt bike. Ricky Carmichael, and that's attractive to me. I mean, it is cool. I got a quad, and you know how to ride. You're not somebody I'm gonna have to teach how to ride like all my other girlfriends that I had in high school. Not that I didn't like teaching them that. I mean, that was fun. I enjoyed it. They had a good time. We were all happy. But kind of like what I was saying about meeting my supervisor up in the middle of the woods without, that was unplanned. It was completely by chance. And the next thing I know, my bike broke. The dude standing over top of me, like, you're doing that. You keep taking it apart in the wrong place. No, you did it again. And I'm nervous because, like, what the hell is even happening right now? Why is my supervisor over my shoulder? I appreciate the help. Dude is a cool guy. I have a lot of respect for this dude, and he worked very well with me in the past. And kind of because of the issues that the immaturity of these 2 guys I worked directly with had caused, I kind of broke down mentally and snapped and just went, I want people to leave me alone, quit asking me how I'm doing, because just things in my life aren't exactly hunky-dory. And, digging deep into why I'm not beaming with joy. First off, I'm not like that. Second off, who cares? We're here to work. I don't suck to work with if you're working. And if you're working on work and we're talking about work, it pulls my mind off of the dumb shit that I have to go through, or I am going through. And that's where you're going to see an increase in dopamine and serotonin levels. And maybe I'll smile. But I really don't just smile for no reason anymore. That was one of the first things after, like, I moved out from living with my mom that, like, I had to have a fake smile on around her all the time. I felt like, because she would just dig into my emotional state. It seemed like whenever she had a bad day, which was more often than not. And it sucked. It was bad. Smile, or I'm going to put you on pills because you're depressed. No, I don't. I just have a plain face. Why do I have to have a big fucking smile on my face all the fucking time? It's like almost evil to tell somebody, like, it's, you're putting somebody through something negative on purpose and telling them to smile while it's happening. Like, okay, like why? Like why? Just why? Yeah, I need a new walk. But okay, I keep getting sidetracked. Yeah, I'm so distraught that ADHD shit's taken over, and it's hard enough for me already because I'm on at least one spectrum. We're gonna find out. I think, like I mentioned in the video earlier, we're gonna find out for real finally what's happening in June. Maybe that will give me access to some resources or real help that could help me manage it better. Not that I feel like I really need it managed better so much as it would give me a piece of paper that would effectively, there's some benefits to having, like, healthcare benefits and education benefits. And I mean, the last thing I want is financial help, because I can work, I can make my own money, and that's satisfying, fulfilling to me to do that. But should I ever shut down again like the way I did recently, then maybe it would help with that. If I ever had to go on an extended leave, I wouldn't lose the roof that I had over my head, because I do care for him. And I don't think it would be fair for me to be fucked with by people at work and then have to suffer losing my house, because people won't leave me alone and go out of their way to make me uncomfortable. But yeah, but this one dude that I worked with, like I said, he takes everything to an absolute extreme. And just from talking to this guy, which I don't feel like I shouldn't be able to talk to somebody in fear of they're going to go slander what I said to other people, or I don't know what the word for it is, but they'll take whatever I said and make it into an extreme thing just for social value as a talking point. And I mean, this is like infantile, childish stuff. But he went around and told people, like a new guy that we were training, like, told him, oh yeah, Ian's got a big dick and like fucking fat chicks. It's like, well, that's not true, for one. Why would you tell somebody that? That's screwed up. Just it's somebody you don't even know. This guy was there for a week before he said that. It's just a talking point. It was quiet before he said that. Who starts a conversation off like that about somebody else, too? And it's because of, like, I wear a specific type of clothing to work. Like, I wear coveralls. And one pair of them, they're just loose. I wanted to see if I had them hanging. But they're, I don't know, I guess they could be revealing. I don't know. I'm not really, I love wearing these things, but it does make me uncomfortable to have to wear those at work anymore. It's like, oh, somebody's going to say something or see something. And it's like, I feel like now that people have been made known about it, yeah, I mean, somebody's going to take a peek. And why? And then beyond that, like when the day after I worked the day after I ran into that one supervisor in the woods. And I was like, oh, hey, yeah, guess who I ran into yesterday in the middle of nowhere? Like, quite literally, BFE, in between a town and a borough. There he is. And he didn't even recognize me at first because I was wearing a full face helmet, and that made it kind of awkward. My buddy was laughing about that later in the day. But this supervisor I had barely even really started working with because we were working on a newly engineered product together for a couple days, trying to figure out how to get it to work. And this fucking coworker again just starts telling people that we're best friends and go mountain biking together all the time. So, oh yeah, he's real good friends with him. They go mountain biking together. Like, I was like, I even straight out told him, I was like, no, we don't. And he was like, oh, well, you told me. And I was like, no, I didn't. And then he gets all, butthurt and upset. Like, you did that to yourself. It's self-inflicted social agony. And then, I mean, that was kind of a red flag, but, okay, you want talking points. Cool, sure, whatever. But I didn't think it would end up becoming malicious. Like, we start, like having issues with this guy down the road because he's cutting corners and doing stuff that have been done maybe once or twice. Or was something that my old supervisor did once. Or something in times of like when we really need something and it's like an emergency, we got something waiting to get loaded and we're trying to get something done quick. He'll just, like, one of us would, just finesse something. The guy took all of that and made it daily, this is how you do it things. And then starts trying to teach the new guys this. No. You're going to screw stuff up. You're going to ruin product. I mean, this guy's work isn't even really that great to begin with. And I don't like to talk shit on people's work. I really don't. I'm not somebody that goes around and makes fun of somebody because they can't do it. That's shitty. And it's like, what I do normally is try to go, hey, I've noticed that you're having an issue here with this, or, people are talking about this being an issue. Is it something you're doing with, is it the tools that you're using? Are they not up to, are they not up to spec? Are you using something you shouldn't be? And nobody ever told you not to use that? Or, like, what's going on? Is something just dirty? Are you that just, you're being overly, like, you this dude's got some kind of problem where he's working under, like, with extreme exigency, and it's like, you're doing one or two things, dude. Stop it. You're freaking yourself out on the daily. and it's rubbing off on me. And it's bad enough that I'm already like that, but I also am a perfectionist because of pathological demand avoidance. I have my own quality standards too. Anywhere that I've ever worked, I take what I'm shown that's an example of, this is acceptable and I do better than that. Or I take the tolerances when I've worked a lot with machines. Say we have a 10 or 15 thou tolerance, my tolerances will be 5 thou. If there is a 5 thou tolerance, my personal tolerances are 3. And then there's other things that get equated into that too. I'm like that because I'm broken. Or not normal. I'm like that because I've been traumatized and have never been adequately evaluated for what could be wrong with me. Wrong. It's spectrum disorders. It's ADHD. We're going to see if maybe I have autism too. Because there's a point where I get so crushed that it even affects my voice. That I feel physical pain. That I'm so exhausted and fatigued because it's just like my mind was like, the run hard with no oil. It was run hard and dry, and I don't have any way to recover from it. And the stuff that's causing it isn't stopping. I can't be in a workplace that is just full of fighting. And yes, I've gone through the police academy. I had intentions of being a police officer for a few years before I got into like conservation work or animal control or humane work like that or the game commission. It's different. That is different. Those kinds of confrontations are completely different than having to deal with fighting behind you at work all day. I can't take either of the people that are fighting and causing distress, that are breaking things on purpose, ruining things and blaming it on other people, and stick them in a car until they calm down. I can't physically separate people like that. And when I go to the supervision anymore, I guess I've been used too much as an advocate for people, and they think it's a me problem. They just gave up. They won't acknowledge me anymore as any person of value. I think partially is because, I thought something at work was making me sick and it wasn't. I feel like I had reasonable suspicion. I had testing done that ruled it out, but I'm not even sure if it really did or not because I don't even know what duration those tests were for. I don't know if they were long-term exposure tests or short-term exposure tests. And then some of the stuff that I wanted to be tested for wasn't initially tested for. So I set up other testing to be done. And, I'm trying to work through all of this too. There's still arguing and shit going on behind me. They're still messing up the work area, like as far as just creating a mess that's like, and refusing to clean it, to pawn it off on somebody else. And for a long time, I was the one doing it, and I just got sick of it. I'm tired of cleaning up after this guy like he's a kid. I'm babysitting this guy at work to keep the product from being affected by it. Because if that product doesn't get made, if the product doesn't get made, if the product is affected, if the product is warped, destroyed, cracked, ruined in any way, or if things aren't being done to get that product out on time, then we're losing money. And we had a big meeting not that long ago where the ownership told us, like, look, it was a bad year last year. The company didn't make any money. Like, we need to do it. We're working on it, and we're trying to get things changed because there's been rumors going around that we don't care, and we do. I understood that. I understood why they couldn't give raises out. It is an economical thing. I understood that immediately. There's a lot of other people that really still didn't, and called bullshit and said, oh, blah, 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 this and that, all this company's going under. And I didn't want to hear that from people who stand in one place and just gossip about each other all fucking day. They have nothing better to do. Think about making things better, not other people's bullshit. Or instead of leaning on something, maybe clean. Help get the product out. Help get things ahead so we don't have to work overtime, because that costs the company money too. I don't mind working overtime, but when it's constant and for dumb reasons, no. That's not right to me. It's almost like you're taking advantage of the people that keep a roof over your head. That makes no sense to me. That's mean. That's disgusting. It's like biting the hand that feeds you. And I'm genuinely pretty devastated that I was wrong about what I thought was harming me at work. Because I freaked out other people that were very nice to me. They're very kind to me, I should say. Not nice. They were actually kind. They cared. That's why I was getting the testing done. But because the bullshit didn't stop at work, and I wasn't getting straight answers from anybody, I was so exhausted. I wasn't getting out to get on the phone on time, to call doctors all the time. It's like I got a 50-50 shot of him even picking up the phone or returning my voicemail. And the voicemail system goes down at like 5 o'clock or something like that. So it just redirects me to, it's like we're not available at this time. Please call tomorrow. These are our hours. Which makes no sense. I want to find a doctor that picks up the phone when I call them, or at least their receptionist does. And I'm tired of playing phone tag with these people because they weren't answering my questions. I would ask them, hey, were the tests that I had done for a long or short-term exposure to something? And they're like, oh, you got tested for this, 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 and this. That's not what I asked. And I gave up because I burned out. I just kind of quit. I was like, I don't care about it anymore. I'm not getting anywhere. This fighting won't stop. Nobody's listening to me. My credibility here has been stained. Try to help the guy that I'm working with. He just immediately rescinds all accountability to somebody else. Oh, it's not my fault. They did that. How dare you accuse me of that? Or no, this is the way I do it. No, you're fucking things up, dude. Stop. And then you're trying to be my buddy after that. I don't want to associate with people that lie, slander, and then fucking have no accountability or integrity at all. I want nothing to do with those kind of people. That's shitty. I don't want to be associated with shitty people. And I just had to work really hard, and I'm still working on getting those people out of my life for good. I pulled him into the office with the supervisor, and I talked to HR. The one kid completely turned his shit around. He was somebody I didn't really care to be around at first that was kind of annoying. Or pretty annoying. After this, is somebody I would consider hanging out with. Here and there in small amounts. I barely go out as it is. It's a waste of money for me whenever I could be putting that money towards a home instead of this. Ooh. I need something more for my dog. I need somewhere where I can really de-stress and relax. Where if I get sick, I don't have to worry about walking miles a day. Where maybe I could cut the walking back to 3 days a week. Because it's bad enough that I do what I'm doing now, and I pace whenever I get nervous. I've been literally on my feet walking since this bunch of shit started happening. I mean, I had a challenge going on last year where I was walking 100 miles a month with my dog. And that turned into like 150 miles a month with my dog. Part of it was because I was stressed. The other part of it was I was kind of pushing myself to see how far I could go. And that kind of came to an end. Well, the walking didn't. He kind of got accustomed to walking far distances, and that's not a bad thing. But that's 2 hours a day I'm spending walking on top of being on my feet at work, on top of pacing the way I do because I get stressed out. And it's just infuriating. Sometimes I consider once Merlin kicks the bucket, moves on, crosses the Rainbow Bridge, just moving to Canada and going through their MAID program. And just 2-3 years ago, well, it's been 4 years now, I think, my goals were incredible. I wasn't doing it for an ego. I wasn't doing it for power. I wasn't doing it for entirely myself. But it was something that I wanted to do since I was a kid. One of the things. It was something that would have brought me deep satisfaction, made a positive change on the world around me, that would have given me skills that I could use in an emergency. And I have accountability. I have integrity. I am honest. Because holy shit, we're all humans. We've all lied at some point in our lives. You know, are you sticking your hand in the cookie jar? No, with cookie crumbs all around your mouth. I mean, Christ, when I was a teenager, my mom busted me smoking weed and asked me if I was high. And I was laying on my bed surrounded by fucking paper plates and fucking snack wrappers. And what did I say? No. But I also got the absolute fuck beaten out of me anytime I got caught lying. And I mean, you do that as an adult, then there are serious consequences for it. And I see what it does to other people because it happens to me all the time. I don't know if it's because I'm open and kind to people that are bad in hopes that they'll change, or in hopes that I'm not going to be negatively affected by them. I wouldn't change really a thing about the way I was raised because it hardened me as an individual. I can put up with this shit without totally wiping out. I can handle it for greater periods of time than other people. For years, I can withstand bullshit like this. But lately, I mean, I can't get ahead in life because of it now. I can't even get an adequate home with a yard through renting because of it now. And that's not even legal. I don't have a record because I'm not a criminal. Because I know better. And because I actually have a horrible, guilty conscience. If I do something nasty and wrong to somebody out of spite or anger, there is guilt that follows that. I did that when I was like a teenager. And I got sick of feeling like shit all the time. And it's easy to do the right thing. You just do it right the first time. That way it doesn't come back around. That way people don't ask, your work's not ever questionable. I had a business kind of whenever I was younger. I detailed cars. I guaranteed my work. I still do that, even with the employers that I work for. I'm exhausted. Because what these people are doing to me at work is so affecting my credibility and stuff. And it's like, why? Why do people have to be fucked up and then blame other people? Or make claims that they're the real problem to cover up their inadequacies, their insecurities. And why are you so insecure about this menial shit? Why do you care so much if everybody likes you? I could give a shit less what anybody thinks about me because I am comfortable knowing I know who I am. I know the condition of my heart. I know the condition of my mind. To some degree, I almost like when other people make bullshit up about me and try to run with it because it's not true. So all I have to keep doing is maintaining the status quo. Oh, you made that claim about me? Yeah. Find one other example in my life of a time that I did that. For one, it doesn't add up. So people are going to start scratching their heads after a while. And whenever people can pull their head out of their ass and not listen to gossip, and instead of actually look at it and just look and see what's in front of them, what's been happening the entire time. Well, these problems only started whenever you came around. Like, when's somebody going to pull their head out of their ass and realize? And that's on a multiple scale level. Multiple level scale, from occupational issues all the way up to core problems. I pray every day that somebody's going to notice what's actually going on. I'm going to stop this video now because I'm tired. It's late. I haven't touched my dinner. It's like cold now. I'm going to have to heat it back up. I don't know. I'm going to sit down for a minute. I mean, Merlin's head in my lap. I need to watch something. I've been having documentaries and science programs playing in the background for like an hour now while I've been doing this. I want to go to bed before 11 because I want to be up at 7 tomorrow. So I can enjoy a day off, or try to at least, before I gotta go back to fucking false accusations, dealing with narcissists. And it's bad enough that I have to come up with a way to, like, I don't know. It's so hard for me to communicate effectively on the spot in front of somebody. It's probably going to have to spend a portion of my evening tomorrow writing it all down, because that's a better way for me to communicate. This delayed processing stuff is probably the most disabling part of this disability that I have. Kind of like, I don't know, the best way I could explain the way I am is like I'm like a race car. I am higher maintenance. I require more rest. I require more space. I require time to think. I require peace. I need to be alone and de-stress and recharge my social battery just from being at work in general. I need to do things that are enjoyable for me all the time. Which, all the stuff that I like, I mean, shit, walking him and that mountain bike. You've been waiting for some dinner. There. Doing the tater. But once I get all that stuff, and I am able to obtain some sort of peace through doing these things, I'm capable more so than your average person. It's the way I'm wired, the way I work. I'm eccentric. I'm definitely an individual. But I'm not a fucking bad person. I'm not a criminal. I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of being slandered. I'm tired of fucking people being facetious around me. It's just, I have to worry about if they're people that talk shit about other people or make comments about other people behind their back. I have to wonder if they're doing it about me too. Because those kinds of people are assholes. They use people to get what they want. It's mind-numbing. But I said I was going to stop. I need to stop. I need to relax. I'm going to go sit down for 15, 20 minutes with this little dude's head on my lap. I'm going to puff on my vape because nicotine addiction sucks, and I'm never going to not be addicted to caffeine and nicotine. Bubby, love you. And come give me some love, pup. Babes. But yeah. Sorry this video wasn't exactly a happy one, but I gotta get out what's been going on somehow, or it's gonna eat me alive. It's already starting to. It already has been. I need to find a way out of where I'm at now, because I don't think it's gonna change. Sometimes you just have to run from the walls of Sodom and Gomorrah and not look back. I've already expressed these problems to the right people. They want to make me out to be the problem, then let them make me out to be the problem. I know what I bring to the table, and I will take it away, and they could see who's really souring everything else for everybody else. If they want to struggle, they can struggle. They want to slander me, they can slander me. But if I hear that it's been affecting my credibility once I leave here, I already have reports made to the right people, and I have no problem getting a lawyer. I'm probably going to look for one tomorrow, because it's starting to feel like I'm going to have to do that anyway. But like I'm about to try to find some peace in life. I hope all that have watched this, especially if you've watched this the whole ways through, I doubt anybody will, but if you did, thank you. And I hope things are going well in your life. I hope you're at ease. I hope you're at peace. I hope your family and pets are doing well. I wish you the best. Stay well and love your pets. Be kind to those around you, because you never know what they might be going through or have gone through in the past. Just be kind, be better. Be honest and have integrity. Be accountable for your actions. That's the most I could ask out of anybody, really. Shalom.